The co-founder and first CEO of Netflix shares his 8 rules of success with me, and I wanted to share them with you. Before I jump into those 8 rules of success, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more content just like this on leadership and on business and career advice. I had the opportunity to speak with Mark Randolph for an in-depth discussion not that long ago, and during that discussion, he shared with me the Randolph's rules for success. And these are actually not Mark's rules, but these are things that Mark's dad created. And Mark actually has these framed in his house so that he can constantly look at them and so that he's constantly reminded by what these 8 rules are. And Mark credits these 8 rules for his success and for the success of the many different businesses and ventures that he has been involved in. So what are the Randolph's rules for success? Well, there are 8 of them. Let's start off with the first one. Rule number 1 is do at least 10% more than you're asked. I can't tell you how many times this comes up in conversations with a lot of the CEOs I interview and I work with. They always tell me there's no substitute for hard work. So whenever you're asked to do something, do 10% more than what you are asked for. I promise your leaders will notice, those around you will notice, and this will help propel you in your career and on your career journey. The second rule for success is never ever to anybody do you present opinion as facts. Basically, don't say something is factual unless you know about it. Never say something is true unless you know that it's true. Take great care and practice discipline in making sure this doesn't happen. And I love this one as well because in today's world, it's very easy for us to have an opinion about anything, to say that anything is fact, to say that anything is true, especially in the world of social media. Now keep in mind, when Mark's dad came up with these rules, there was no social media, there was no internet. Your word literally was your bond. And if you said something was true, you had to back it up. Today, I think this very much, we need this so desperately, that if you're gonna say something, please have things to back it up so that other people can know that what you're saying is truthful, not just opinion, not just some gobbledygook that you found somewhere else. The third piece of the Randolph's rules of success are be courteous to people, both up and down. This means don't just be considerate and courteous to your leaders, but also be considerate and be courteous to those who might work for or with you. So the people who are below you, people who are above you, you need to be considerate and you need to be courteous to everybody, all human beings, not just your superiors, not just people who are your peers, but even people who are on the front line, the interns, the entry-level employees. Every single person deserves your courteousness and your consideration. The fourth piece of advice is one that I really love, and it is a little bit of tough love. And it is, don't knock others, don't complain, don't whine about stuff. Stick to constructive, serious criticism only. And I'm reminded of a story at Netflix, and I think this happened after Mark left the company. I was talking to Patty McCord, their former chief people officer, and she told me this story of how an employee came to her office and they started complaining about somebody. And they were saying, oh, this person's doing X, Y, Z, I can't work with them, blah, 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 blah. And Patty says, okay, hang on a second, wait right here. And Patty goes and she gets the person that this guy was complaining about and she says, okay, now tell to this person exactly what you told to me. And it's this idea, this Netflix culture that they have. Don't complain about other people, be straightforward, stick to constructive criticism, don't go behind people's back, don't stab people in the back, be an adult, be a human being, don't knock others. And I love, love, love that story, and I love the culture that Netflix has been able to create as a result of that. Number 5 is don't be afraid to make decisions when you have the facts on which you can make those decisions. In other words, if you have all the information you need to make a decision, don't be scared to make the decision. Because even if it doesn't work out, hey, guess what? You made the decision, the best decision that you could, based on the information that you had. And it was a good decision. It just didn't end up working out. And this is also important because sometimes even when we have all the right information, we're very skeptical, we're scared to make a decision, but guess what? It is the best decision that you can make. Now, this doesn't mean that you should just make decisions based on gut instinct, based on emotion, based on something that you think might happen. Do your due diligence, right? That's part of the rules of success. Get the facts, do your due diligence, make sure you have the information, and only then can you make the decision. But once you make it, don't be scared of making it. Number 6 is quantify whenever and wherever possible. In other words, use data. Again, this ties back to some of the other principles that I've talked about that Mark has shared with me, that his dad has shared with him, and that is quantify whenever possible. Use data to make decisions. Use the information that you have at your disposal, because as they say, and I think it was Lord Kelvin who made this quote, and basically he said that you can't improve something if you don't measure it. So whenever you have the opportunity to quantify something, go ahead and quantify it. Number 7 is be open-minded, but also be skeptical. And I love that because those two things go hand in hand. It's of course important to be open-minded about different ideas and concepts and ways of thinking. But at the same time, he also encourages having this skeptic mindset, challenging convention, asking the questions, not just taking what you see at face value, but really digging deeper into things. So that I think is a very, very important rule for success. And the last one, and this is one of my favorite ones I would say from all 8, is be prompt. And again, keep in mind when this was created. This was Mark's dad who created this way back in the day. Be prompt. Show up on time, whether it is for a Zoom meeting, whether it's for an in-person meeting, whatever it's for, but be prompt, because I think that's a fantastic way to show respect and courteousness to someone else. So be prompt, don't show up late, don't be fashionably late. That's a terrible, terrible thing to do. Be prompt. So these are the Randolph's 8 rules for success. These are the things that Mark's dad taught him. These are the things that Mark has practiced inside of his own life and inside of his organizations. And I think we would all do well to practice these inside of our lives and our organizations as well. So hopefully you found these tips useful and valuable. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content just like this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Check out futureofworkpodcast.com for more content. And do me a favor, leave a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever your preferred channel is. Thank you.